Greetings, YouTube. About once a week or so, I get sent a story like this. Somebody claims that they have been wrongly permanently banned, and they just can't understand why their account was banned. What did they do? They don't run a bot. They don't claim to be a merc. They don't, they're Mr. or Miss Innocent. And normally the conversation turns when I say, "Have you ever run BlueStacks?" Awkward pause. And then they'll say something like, "Well, I tried it, but it didn't even work." And I try to explain to them, look, just because it didn't work doesn't mean it still didn't violate the terms of service. I can't walk into a bank and try to rob it with a gun and then realize after I've taken out the gun and told everybody to get down that the gun doesn't have any bullets in it. It doesn't mean that I didn't commit an illegal act. I can't just be like, "Oh, so we're cool now, right? I'm just going to walk out and we can pretend like it never happened." Not how life works in the public or private sectors, to be honest. But this is a curious and bizarre story because it is the first time that somebody has ever brought receipts, so to speak, of an actual identified permanent ban based off of the perception that somebody was attempting to sell their account. And because this is the first time that I have shared a story of this kind, I am going to have it be a video, but I'm going to say in all videos like this, I do not encourage anyone watching this to try to break the terms of service. This can and probably will happen to you if you attempt it. But like anything, there is two sides to every story, and I have done my best. I've messaged the summoner back for several hours and tried to get his side. I have not told him that he's in the right or he's in the wrong. I've tried to be a neutral observer and just gather the facts, so to speak, to recount this story to you. I also think it's worth noting that I woke up this morning to several messages from people who know this guy who were so upset and were vouching for how crazy of a story this is. So this is definitely somebody that has people in his corner. But with that being said, what's the likelihood that this account is going to be reinstated? I would say as close to 0% as possible. But with that being said, let's go into the story. So he was playing the game, right? He was playing the game. He was in the middle of a quest and he got logged out. And when he tried to log in, this message popped up. Your account has been permanently banned. Your account has been banned for a terms of service violation. Pretty dang vague. And at this point, he swears he had no idea what he could have done. He had not given his account information out to anybody. He swears he didn't use a bot. Again, he wasn't murking accounts. He was just playing the game normally, the game that he loves. By the way, this is Mr. Prolific 33, although I'm sure that will be in the title of this video. So he tried to reach out to Kabam first, and of course, he was warned that ban complaints, public posting, private messages are not issues that should be posted publicly. We will not publicly discuss any actions taken in your game or forum accounts. We expect the same from you. Posts talking about banning account infractions and public postings of private correspondence will be removed at our discretion. Now, actually, even though the Kabam mods can be ultra sensitive and shut down people very fast if they don't agree with the tone or the premise of their issues, it makes sense in this case why this is a infringed rule on a forum. So you can see that Red Genius say, "Why did you ban a whale? I need explanation why you banned my friend. He wails out so much," and he emailed, and you guys say he's trying to sell his account. This man was still wailing, even buys me bundles to help my account lift. I don't know if I would necessarily think that's a smart idea to broadcast that information, but Red Genius tried to be a genius and display that. So, big mistake is the headline. "Greetings, Summoner. Thank you for contacting Kabam support. I understand that you need assistance concerning the account suspended of your team member. To ensure the security of our game, we'll be unable to share the exact investigation details that led to the action taken on this account. We reserve the right to make judgment calls based on the severity of the terms of service violations." Blah, 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 blah. So that's a very vague message. And you would think that that would be the end of the story. And if that was the end of the story, then this video probably wouldn't exist and I wouldn't feel the need to make it because there wouldn't be concrete evidence that the specific violation in question was broken. And Kabam could have just left it at that, but they chose not to, maybe for legal issues. I don't know. They ended up sending this. Hey, Summoner, or hello, Summoner. After reviewing your account, our records indicate your account has been permanently closed for an unauthorized account sale. Now, here's where it gets really crazy to me. Because, let's be real, let's be honest, people sell their accounts every day. I've seen people try to sell them on eBay. I've seen them sell them on Instagram. I've seen people comment trying to sell their accounts on YouTube comments. It's a daily thing. But he claims that he is very active in the Marvel Contest of Champions Facebook page and that he likes to post questions about rank ups and also likes to post questions about whether or not he should do certain things with the rank up materials that he has, and then probably also post, lucky pools, the same things everybody posts. And he claims that there was one person in particular on Facebook who saw his roster and was just beyond jealous and was trying to convince him to sell it to him because he needs those champions, and this guy wouldn't leave him alone, so he eventually banned him. And he now thinks that that person was so upset or so frustrated or so annoyed that they were banned that they submitted him for a report that he was trying to sell his account. The very fact that that could be a case is startling, because what then keeps anyone from reporting anybody off of something? And if you don't have proof of it, then it's just somebody's word. And once they turn you in, it's up to Kabam to not take the claim seriously. And if they do, they could permanently close your account. So the unauthorized account sale, it's the first time I've ever seen those three words in any one of these. I've seen a lot of I asked Kabam for why I broke the terms of service. They said that they reserve the right to not tell me exactly what happened, but just that it's their discretion to ban me. And that's the end of the story, right? This summoner did want to say, he swears, again, I can't tell you if this is true or not. I only know what he's saying, so I'm not telling you what to think. I'm just telling you what he told me. He swears that he was never planning on selling his account, that he has put way too much time and effort and money into it. We're talking about, I had him go back and look at receipts, 15 to 20,000 minimum just on that account alone. And he was excited to get new champions on it and to continue to play on that account and to keep that account active, the account that is now permanently banned. It is a bizarre story. It is unlike anything that I've been sent, and I have been sent a lot of stories in my 3 years of having a Marvel Contest of Champions YouTube channel. I cannot tell you what to think. I cannot tell you whether or not to support Prolific 33 or whether or not to think that this story is full of it and there's another side to it that will need to be told. All I know is that I've never had so many people reach out to me saying that something was not correct. The last time this happened, and actually turned out to be true, was when a couple players got temporary bans because they were so good at using Quake that they weren't getting hit or causing even any block damage because they were quaking, shaking like a pro. And Kabam actually not only recognized it, they took the ban away and they gave some compensation. Not expecting anything like that to happen in this case, but I am going to monitor the situation just if there are updates. My guess is there won't be. I hate to tell you that, good sir. But once they permanently ban an account, that is their privilege. I know people get upset when they hear that because they think, well, if I've put $15,000 into something and I can get anything back, then I should. But technically, as much as it sucks to say this, the way that Kabam writes their game laws, we never own anything in this game. Even the code is, each champion is just that. It's just a strand of code. We don't own anything. We're technically just leasing something. And they own the rights to it, and at any point they can decide for any reason that we have broken the agreement of our lease, and that account will be terminated, and end of story. I've seen this happen so many times. I'm sure those of you out there watching this have seen the same thing. So this is the first time we've seen them be willing to say that an unauthorized account sale was attempted. I can't tell you whether or not that's true, even though he swears that that is bogus and it's a mistake and it's not the case, and he would never sell the account, and he was happily planning on spending a lot more money to keep the account growing because he viewed it as, one of the top accounts in the game, and who knows, maybe it was. But regardless, this is the bizarre story at hand. I wanted to make sure that I told it. I think I got all of the notes down that I wanted to take. Just know that anything like this can be an issue. And once Kabam suspects of something that can happen to your account, that's all they need to temporary, or in this case, permanently ban it. And there's really nothing you can do besides somehow try to convince them that they shouldn't. But I have never seen, other than that Quake example, somebody successfully reverse a ban on the account. It's just gone. So I'm so sorry that happened to you, buddy. Very strange situation. I'd love to see the thoughts. I'm sure the community will be split like any kind of story like this. Some people completely support it. Some people don't support it. I don't know what to tell you. I just know that that's the story, and now you know.